for the longest, I've listened to a lot of news outlets. And the biggest thing that I grew up hearing from black militants was a race war and being prepared for it. It was like the white man is coming and he's coming armed. And I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, they have arms. But, growing up, I'm like, oh, I get it. Okay, I get it. So I was like, this is just my rational thinking, okay? But I'm like, I see a lot of white people walking around. I've seen them with guns. I've seen them with knives. I've seen them with swords. And my add, this is just in middle and high school. And I'm like, I don't see any that's attacking. They're not using them. That's just, they won't using them. That's weird. There was a lot of fights that broke out. No weapons were used. I've seen a lot of black guys with guns and knives. No swords, but guns and knives. I've seen it, and that was primarily in high school. 11th grade, I think, 11th and a half, something around that. And, that's what I heard. Look, arm yourself, learn to use a gun, learn to use a knife, do all that stuff. Because, when the white man comes, he's coming armed, he's coming for you. And I'm like, I just don't believe any of this shit. I just really don't. It's stupid. Because if they would have done it by now, and then I start learning about, and before that, I was already learning about the history. I've watched Roots and I've watched Rosewood. I've watched a lot of these movies. And these movies, it's like, look, it's almost as if they try to say all white men and women are evil, vile, contemptible people. And I'm like, I don't believe that, because if that's true, then they would definitely be just attacking us in the street, and that's not the case. So, and I mean, in the movies they showed a lot of good, well, not a lot, but some good white people, and I was happy about that. And I'm like, if everybody's bad, then what are we doing? What are we doing? So, okay, I'm talking. My other video is just done now, so I'm just gonna start uploading that. But it just didn't seem right to me. So now what's going on is you've got these white nationalists, these racists, and they've been touting a race war for the longest. They've been wanting it. They have been wanting it so much they believe we're on the fringe of it. But no one is attacking them. I just want you to think about that. They want it so bad. They walk around with the AR-15s. They walk around with their masks. They walk around, with the Confederate flag. They walk around in Nazi paraphernalia. They do their MAGA. They do all this other stuff. They are really about some hatred, to the point where they know how hateful they are. They know how hateful they're being, but they stand there in a circle, they're in a bubble, and in there, they just spread it. They just spread. I mean, look, I've got some mold in my bathroom, in my tub, and you know how that mold got there? Shower, the soaps come, and close the shower curtains, and I don't use the air. I don't suck the moisture out the air, so all that moisture does is sit in one spot, festering. And then whatever bacterium is there will grow. And it grows. And then it's seen. And once seen, you can handle it or not. I haven't handled it, so it's grown more. I have not stamped it out, so it keeps growing. So when I go in there and spray it with bleach, it's going to die, but not completely. I'll spray it again, and it still won't die. It's always going to be there until I get the soap scum up. I got to get rid of the scum. I got to get rid of the thing that initiates the ability of the growth of this mold. Ain't a dog whistle at all. And they want this fight so bad that they just sit in their circles and mold. That's what they do. And they hype each other up. They get each other all gassed up and ready to fight. So when they go out for these rallies and marches, they're like, yeah, we're all together and we're going to do this. And then you have enough people of decent mindedness, or those that are like, look, I'm racist and I believe in segregation, but this right here is not the way to do it. You do it through policy, through politics and whatnot. You don't go out here and march and show your weapons and stuff. So they join the progressive side with their racist, segregative ways. They believe in it and they want it, but it's a different way for them to achieve it. So they'll side on the side of forward thinkers, and they're like, I'm not supporting what you guys are doing, well, how you guys are going about it anyway. So you got to be watchful for that. But these guys that are acting, they're violent, and they want this race war so bad, they're going to go out and shoot people. And I mean, you've got cops, you got racists that get on the police force, that train others to hate and fear black people and shoot them damn near on sight. Tamir Rice only lasted 2 seconds. They keep trying to make the report now that the cop pulled up, got out the car and shot. No, he shot before the car stopped moving. They pulled up off the road into the park, which was near the road, pulled up before the car even completely stopped, shot Tamir Rice, I think twice. He fell. Car stops. They still didn't get out. Still waited a little bit. There's a guy that was running from the cops. He had his cell phone. He got cornered in the dark. He had no threat. He had his hands up. They shot him. After shooting him, center mass a couple of times, they handcuff him. He's dead. They handcuff him. And what do? They keep the gun on him. Wow, I've never seen a corpse be a threat. I've never seen a dead person kill somebody. So it's like that. And these cops do this. These racist cops, they're civilians. They're just regular people with a belief. And they make the choice to remain in that belief, molding. And you've got those that are just like that are in just as brutal a position. It's called politics. They become your senator. They become your president. They become your Supreme Court justice. And they have a hatred for the minorities. They have a hatred for women in general. It's just that white women are seen more favorable than black women, but white women still ain't shit. And they get in these positions and stay there. And they form a circle. And that circle is open to anyone that has equal hate, some capital, and willing to make money off the backs of everyone else. And everyone on the lower level is a soldier. So they stay down there with their stockpile of guns. They stay down there with their Nazi paraphernalia. They stay down there with their little groups, gassing each other up and trying to gaslight everyone else that's against hatred. And then they're going to come out and shoot, as they've done. They've shot from Las Vegas hotel windows into a crowd of people just listening to music. They've shot into a synagogue, people are praying. They've gone into black churches that opened their arms and said, "Welcome, brother," and then shot the women, saying that the men are trying to rape the white women. No. In his words, trying to rape our women. They want to own everything. They do. They're teaching everyone of their own ilk this, and they're teaching those abroad. It's already happened in Africa. It's been happening for over 200 or 300 years now. They've been doing it. So this is just the way. I know this one is long. I know. But white nationalists, these racists, they want a race war. And they're going to provoke it by any means necessary. They'll shoot. They'll lie. They'll steal. They'll kill. Just to make sure someone says, "I'm going to shoot back." And honestly, one day is going to happen, and it's not going to happen the way they think. This is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.